Look, I know what you must be thinking when you come to this channel, and I'm about to shatter your reality. Because, as you know, I am the most woke, billionaire, crypto, trading advice, business advice guy with an empty house who's also PG, has a great body, and is family friendly. Yes, I will talk to your kids later, but this video is for you, because I want your kids to be able to go to college. I want them to be able to afford to eat. And if you buy Bitcoin, and you don't pay close attention to this video, you're going to lose money. Not through Bitcoin, not through Ethereum, not through the altcoins. Those aren't going to lose you money. It's all the traps in crypto. Look, as the most woke crypto trader, business advice guy who also gives advice on how not to fap on the internet, yes, I have a lot of titles. I'm a very important person. Even I have gotten caught in the traps of crypto. And what I want to share with you in this video is all the weird stuff that is going to happen to you when you buy Bitcoin or any other type of coin. There are so many things on Coinbase, in the news, the behaviors of certain IDOs that are going to spank you, and you won't see it coming. It's literally like, have you ever seen a person who's gone to the strip club for the first time and they're having like their first beer and they don't realize if a stripper sits next to you, they start billing you, and then when the bill hits $500 and you're like, I had a conversation with this chick, a bouncer comes and threatens to kill you. You ever seen that happen? That's pretty much what happens to everybody that buys Bitcoin. Now, you watching this video, you might be considering buying crypto, or you might have recently bought crypto. I got into Bitcoin at $5,000 because I'm a goddamn genius. You know this. This is why you come to the this is why you come to the channel. But if you're getting in right now, you're not getting in at 1/10 what the price was right now. You're getting in at the top. And so you're not really allowed to make stupid mistakes. And if you do these mistakes, they're not even stupid mistakes, you're going to lose so much money. So let's just get into it. By the way, if you like my jokes and fun things and you want to see more rants and my crypto picks and whatnot, and by the way, if you do like advice like this, follow me at ZSS Becker. I've made a couple $100,000 in the last week in profit trading crypto, so I'm not amazing at it, but I got some good insights, or at least my cussing and jokes are funny, so follow me there. Let's get into it. So look, guys, one thing I want to state is that I have not been crypto for a long time. I've been since about March last year after the first crash. And I'm not an experienced trader. Okay, so pretty much you need to watch this video for entertainment purposes. This is not financial advice. You should just consider me a guy who's trolling you and making videos to, I don't even know. No more jokes. Let's get into it. So when you get into crypto, there are so many little things that are very, very common in crypto that you don't know because you haven't been in crypto for a long time. This is, for example, what I got into. And so I want to go over probably about the top 4 things that are going to kill you, because they killed me before I recognized them. Now they're very obvious when it happens. It's like when, again, a stripper sits next to you in the club. I'm like, hey, no, stop it. No, stop. That's what you need to do. You need to be able to call this out when it happens. So here's a few things you need to super duper expect. If you get into crypto right now, you need to expect this. You need to welcome it. It needs to show up on your doorstep like a flaming turd bag, and you need to be like, well, of course this happened. Thank God this happened, because if you don't see this flaming turd bag, it means something really bad is going to happen. So if you go look at, even if we just look at the last year, okay, even the last month, what we just saw right here, where Bitcoin went from 58,000 to 40, it went all the way down to 43,000. If you just got into crypto, this probably terrified you, especially if you bought in like this range right here, because what you're not going to realize when you're a beginner is that this is extremely normal. People tell you it's volatile, but you don't understand how volatile it is when you first get into it. And frankly, when you first get into this, you're tongue-in-cheek thinking that it's going to crash at any time, and you think it's just going to keep going up, or you just don't really know what this is. It's a bizarre thing. But if we actually go back and look at the dip that occurred at the beginning of the year, it was at 40,000 and dropped all the way to 32,000. You can see that this is it did exactly the same thing. Okay, so let's look at this month right here. It went up, it came back down, everybody said, oh no, it's back, it's back, it's back, and then it went way down, and it went up, and then it went way down. Okay, if we go look at the beginning of this year, what you're going to see is the same exact thing. It went up, and it went down, and it went back up, and everyone said, oh no, it's fixed, and it went way down, just like it did before. Okay, and in fact, if you go to my Facebook page, I literally posted that it's about to crash at $58,000. Everyone laughed at me, and then I laughed at them because I took my money out right here and I got it back right here, because I'm a genius. Now, it was just a wild guess. I'm just being straight with you. But if you actually go back and look at the long bull run, what you're going to see, if we lay this all out, and there's tons of other channels that cover this, is that these 40% crashes on the way to the peak are extremely common. In fact, let's actually go and just zoom this in right here so we can get a better look at the big, crazy last boom, all right? Because you need to understand what's going on right here. So most people are thinking we're about right here as far as we're actually right here in this bull run. This is what most people are going to tell you, and I think this is actually pretty true. But what you're going to see right here is you're going to see that same exact pattern of these 40% dips. I know it's not as zoomed in as it's going to be, but on the way to the top, you're going to see these dips over and over and over and over and over again. Okay? So what does this mean? It means when this happens, do not sell. Okay? The first time I got into this in January and I saw the first big dip, let's just zoom in right here, where I got really, really worried is because I had 75% of my net worth in there. Because I got in Bitcoin at 5K, and so then I was like at 8K, and it was at like 10K, and I was just throwing money in all the way up to the top. I'm like, this thing only goes up. And the thing that I did when I originally got in is I really didn't ever check the prices. From March to January, I really didn't look at it. And then January, I'm like, oh great, this is when I'm gonna look. But when this happened right here, I got terrified, okay? And so I sold around like $35,000, $36,000 right here, which wasn't a bad idea at the time because I was super over leveraged, okay? And what over leveraged means is you just have way too much money in crypto and it's just not acceptable, okay? So when this was going down right here, I clearly remember watching this drop by like $1,000, $2,000 a second. And I was sitting at my computer, like literally, I almost peed myself. And I shouldn't have peed myself because this is like everybody else in crypto is like, so what? But if you're new to this, you're going to freak out and you're going to sell. And so here's my advice to you on this. What you need to be looking for, and this is not some magic way to not get destroyed in the big boom, okay? But you just need to know what you're looking at. When you see these little 40% dips, you really shouldn't panic. Okay, and this is not a foolproof method right here, but this is what I've seen consistently in every chart and every expert that I've talked to and looked at. What you primarily want to look at is the size of the going up. Okay, so you can see right here, especially with these last ones that happened in January and then the one that just happened here at the end of February, it went up about 50%, 30 to 50%, and that's not super accurate. But if you look right here before the big crash, okay, you can see it went from 10,000 all the way to 20,000 lightning fast. Just December, it just doubled like that. And you can see really in the last about week right here, there really wasn't any stop to it. This is when you actually need to be really scared in crypto. Now, this may not happen again, but I'm willing to bet what's going to happen is at the end of this bull run, we're going to see it go from like 80,000 to 160,000 or even 200,000. And at that point, that's when I'm probably going to get the F out. All right. So for example, in this last build up, what I saw was it going from 38,000 and like 58,000. And at that point, I was like, if it goes to 70,000, there's going to be a massive correction. Okay, and so usually the crash is about as big as the uprise. So when people are going absolutely nuts, like for example, this is when Tai Lopez told people to buy last time. This is when everybody was telling, all the gurus came in and started telling people to buy. That's when you really need to get out. Okay, in my opinion. But you really need to pay attention to it because if there's only like a 30-40% run up, the odds are we're seeing another 40% dip. And you gotta, the way you survive these things is you don't over leverage. So this is the first thing you need to really understand when you're getting into crypto because it got me. And frankly, it was the right move, deleveraging and de-risking. I took it from 75% to about 25% of my net worth. It's now up to like 60% again because it just keeps growing. But that allowed me to wait through these dips. And this last time this dip happened, I didn't sell a damn thing. Okay, and so that has made me a ton of money when everything's raging back right now, and I actually put in way more money when the crash happened. So that's what you need to look for. Now, so the next thing you need to look out for is you need to know how to buy altcoins and coins properly because you're going to do this when you get into crypto. I already talked about watching for YouTuber pumps and shill pumps. But what you also need to know is that the way crypto is going to work is it usually is going to work like this. Bitcoin is going to pump, and this isn't always, okay? But this is just basic stuff, okay? Bitcoin's going to pump, then Ethereum's going to pump, and then altcoins are going to pump. And what a lot of people do is they chase these pumps. And so they'll get into Bitcoin while it's pumping right here, and then they'll see this is pumping, and they'll jump into it right here, and then they'll see this is pumping. And the way you make maximum money is you have to get in right here, okay? And so these things are going to keep following this pattern over and over again. More importantly, you're going to see coins get hot, okay? And the worst thing you can do is get in the coins when they're pumping. You just simply don't want to do that because what's going to happen is they're going to get up here and then they're usually going to go like this and they're going to go up and down like this. And while you might make some profit right here, this is the worst time to buy. What you want to do when you are buying altcoins, when you are buying Ethereum, when you're buying anything, is you want to either buy in dips, or you want to buy when they're not doing anything. So what you want to do is when you look at coins, they're going to go like this, and then they're going to bob around usually like this for a long time. When you see this for a long time, what you want to do, that's worked exceptionally well for me, is you want to go and look at coins that you like and then see what news is coming up for them in the future. Okay, so for example, a coin I've made a lot of money on recently, B20, it popped up originally and then it went like this, and then I looked at the news that was going to be happening with the Beeple auction. Then I bought right here, and I bought what's nice and boring. Now it's a nice 4x. I made hundreds of thousands of dollars on that one single trade. Okay, and so what you want to be doing is don't buy when people are talking about them. This is such common sense advice, but it's really hard to do this. You're going to see coins, you're going to get excited about them, and you're going to pop in and say, well, I'm just going to get them right here. What you want to do is you want to look for the coins that aren't doing anything, and then you look in the future for the news. Okay? What crypto mostly is, from my point of view, and this is my very limited point of view, is people buying news and selling it. Okay? A lot of crypto technology doesn't even work, and it's just basically what's going on in the news. For example, Ethereum just said they're launching EIP 55 today. Nothing's guaranteed to go, but it's blown up because of that. Okay, and the best time to buy Ethereum right now was when it was super boring, and then when the news was right. Okay, so this is something you're going to do that's going to constantly get you messed up. All right, what you're also going to see tons of times. Let's talk about IDOs. This is what's going to mess you up all the time. As you get into crypto more, you're going to hear about these things called IDOs. It's basically where people launch a new company, just like ICOs in 2017. You're going to get super excited about these things, and you're going to think, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy it on the first day, minutes after it opens, and then I'm going to eat it all up. Because you're going to think you're going to get it at 1 cent, it's going to go to the moon. This is not how IDOs actually work. When a new coin is offered to the public, what happens immediately, this messed me up. I got in Super Farm right the second after it dropped, and I lost like 15 grand on it. I got out very quickly. Okay, I could have lost a lot of money if I didn't spot this happening. But the second IDO happens, what happens is a bunch of bots buy it the first second. Like, you can't beat these things. And so the IDO is going to go to the freaking moon a lot of times, especially if it's hyped up. Okay, and then what it's going to do is it's going to crash really hard. And if you buy right here in this time period right here, you're going to lose all your money. Okay, you're going to lose tons and tons and tons of money. So what you want to do when you see a project coming out that you really, really like, give it a few hours at least. Okay. What you also need to look for in IDOs is the IDO goes to like an insane amount, like $100 million. That's unreasonable, and you don't want to be buying that IDO. You want to wait for it to crash again. Never buy something when it is super pumped for no reason at all. Okay. If it's just pure outright hype, you do not want to buy it when it's coming right here. Okay. If there's some new technology they invented and you heard about it really early, maybe. Okay. But you want to wait till it's down here. You got to be very, very patient with this stuff. The next thing you're going to see that is going to totally mess you up is called FUD. So what is FUD? A lot of people have theories about this, but it's basically negative news in the press. Okay? And the reason why Bitcoin bull runs end, from my limited, humble opinion, is because everything gets way, way, way too overbought. Okay? How every bull run has ended before is it just goes up like triple, an insane amount, and it just gets way overbought, and then it's just time for this thing to go back down and go back to like the price it needs to be at. That's usually what ends the bull runs. It's usually not news, or it hasn't done that before in the past. You need to understand that. And so what you're going to see constantly, and people have theories about why this happens, but what you're going to see constantly is really good news that pumps up Bitcoin, and you're going to see really bad news in the press, usually all on the same day. Now, I believe what is going actually on here is there are giant whales. You need to understand the amount of money that is in crypto is the same exact money that's controlling the news and controlling exactly what's being put out. And then whales in the marketplace can pull their money and cause a dump very, very easily. So they can just sell up here. It will cause a dump to trigger, and it will cause a bunch of people to be liquidated out of their positions, making it dump even further. That's exactly what we saw in this last one. And then the whales will buy it up right here. This is super common. And a lot of times what you're going to see is bad news combined with whale dumps. And so what you need to do at this point in time when you see these is you need to just not care, because you have to realize what is happening right here. I believe this is happening is people are trying to shake you out of your Bitcoin. Okay, if Apple's going to buy $5 billion worth of Bitcoin, you know they're going to have their friends trigger $1 billion dump and then put bad stuff in the news, and then they're going to buy $5 billion worth of Bitcoin at $35,000 instead of $50,000. You just have to be aware of this in what's going on. So when you see stuff in the news, you have to ask yourself, did something fundamentally change? So for example, if the SEC bans Bitcoin, something just fundamentally changed. If someone puts something in the news like Tesla thinking about selling, or Yellen says she doesn't like Bitcoin and puts something out of context, and they all put it right there, and then it goes and dumps, what you're looking at right now is probably just fake news. And so just don't sell, because fundamentally nothing has changed with the project. Okay? That's what you need to understand when you're holding this stuff. Because if you sell in these time periods, you're not going to be able to buy back in. And you're going to lose money and you're going to take these losses. You don't need to take losses. And the thing that is usually going to end the bull run again is absolute insane parabolic growth. That is what's ended it the past few times. Something else could end this one. None of these things are guaranteed. So what is the big conclusion to all these things? Buy when things are boring. That is it. When something is going down but the fundamentals haven't changed, that's when you should buy. So for example, right now, like ADA's down compared to Ethereum because Ethereum put out a Twitter post. That's literally all it's fundamentally changed between that. They said they're gonna put out EIP 55. The best rule I can give you is you want to be buying when things are boring. Nothing's going on in Cardano right now, but the news coming out later in this month and all the partnerships, it could blow up right here. So this is the best time to buy Cardano and the absolute worst time to buy ETH, okay? The time to buy ETH was when it was down at 1,300 and it was really boring and everyone was focusing on Cardano. That's how you have to think when you're buying things in this marketplace. And if you're going to enter the market, that's when you need to enter at. The worst time you can enter at is when Cardano is going absolutely nuts and you go, oh, Cardano's the next thing, and then you enter right here. The worst thing you can do with ETH right now is when it's going nuts in EIP 55 count and nothing fundamentally has changed about Ethereum. There's even no guarantee that it's going to come out in July. Don't buy it right now. It's pumping, okay? Wait for this thing to get really boring and then wait for your other coin to pump and then buy this thing. That's what you need to be doing. Next thing, you're going to see so many things that are going to try and shake you out of your Bitcoin. Okay, if you're holding Bitcoin. I don't hold Bitcoin because the returns are terrible, but you're going to see the same exact things in the marketplace. What you need to understand is the ebb and flow of the marketplace. What is usually going to happen is Bitcoin's going to keep going up and take these 40% dips. And then what you also need to understand is when Bitcoin takes these dips or gets really boring, then that's when the altcoins and everything and Ethereum are going to start going up. Because money goes into Bitcoin, it goes up, it gets bored, and it goes into everything below it. So you definitely, when Bitcoin starts to dump, all the other altcoins are going to start dumping too. You don't need to be exiting these positions until you've seen this crazy parabolic rise. And even then, at the end of the last market, when Bitcoin did this and then went down, that's when Ethereum peaked. And then all the altcoins peaked. Simply knowing these patterns and being aware of what you're looking at is going to make a world of difference when you're inside of this. It is going to help you sleep at night. It's going to help you not make bad decisions you're going to regret. And it's going to help you at least know what you're looking at. Because there are so many things that are going to try and trip you up in this. And this is not a friendly market to get into. It wants you to lose money. The whales want you to lose money, and you are directly going against other people in a game of chicken. Okay? Also, if you are getting in right now, or you've gone in recently, I want you to firmly understand this, all right? Because we're all in a tank together. And you need to understand, you've just hopped in the tank with a lot of different dangerous animals. First off, you have giant whales that are completely cool manipulating the market to try and make you drop all your stuff so they can make profits by buying your panic sells. You're in the market with experienced traders who have been looking at stocks and working with technical analysis for a long time. You are in the market with people who have been through the first bull run and the second bull run. All right. And so the way you're trying to make money right now, you need to understand this. You're trying to outsmart or outweight all of these people. And so my biggest advice to you, if you're into this right now, you need to study the F up on exactly what happened in the last bull run. You need to study exactly the F up, the patterns that these coins usually follow. They don't always follow these. And you need to start understanding how the whales behave. Because if you don't even understand these sharks and monsters that you've gone in the tank with, who have vastly more experience, more money, steadier hands, and are way up right now, you need to understand that all the people, especially the 2013, 2017 guys, they're up like 50x right now. They don't mind wading through dips. They don't mind losing a little bit of money. A lot of them don't even mind if they just don't even exit the top of the bull run. Okay, and these whales right here, they don't give a. They will do every nasty trick in the book. Okay, and so If you're coming in here all friendly and doughy-eyed and you think everything's just going to be okay and you're just going to do all right in this market, every single creature in this tank is trying to kill you and get you to sell things lower, and then they buy it and make a profit from it and then get you to buy it again. That is their number one goal, okay? And they want you to come in here, lose money, exit, and then buy back high from them, and then exit again low, and just repeat that as many times as they can get you to do that. That's how people really make money in crypto, by taking advantage of scared people who don't understand what they're looking at. And that is most of the marketplace when this thing starts to pick up. Not to sound dramatic, I'm not making myself sound like Mad Max right here on the roads of ruin, but this is what's going on. And if you can recognize all those patterns I just did and just not do those things, you have such a better chance than 90% of the people jumping in the market right now. If you can spot those things, they're going to make the mistakes, and you can take advantage of just super simple, basic mistakes and recognize how this market's going to move. That also being said, if you like talking about crypto, you enjoy my rants, you should follow me on Twitter at ZSSBecker. It'll be a good time. I think that's it. Let's wrap this up. Shadow